Hey guys, welcome back to Libro Review. I hope you're doing very nice and I'm sending a lot of hugs and positivity to all of you. If you are new here, hi again. My name is Anchal and I make bookish content, productive content, book recommendation videos on this channel. So do consider subscribing. In today's video, I am going to be recommending 10 books. If you don't know what you want to read, just pick one of these books. These are those kind of books that you must read at least once in your life. Also, they give you a wholesome experience. So let's begin. The first book I want to recommend is this, The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success by Deepak Chopra. Now this is a pocket-sized book, so if you are just starting to read, this is great for you. The language is a little heavy, like just a little heavy because it is so small and the knowledge contained in it is a lot. As human beings, we are a part of nature, and so there are certain things that goes on in the nature, the certain laws that nature follows, which even we can follow in our life in order to live a better human life. The 7 laws it talks about is the law of pure potentiality, the law of giving and receiving, the law of karma or the cause and effect, the law of least effort, the law of intention and desire, the law of detachment, and the law of dharma or purpose in life. I think this book is a must read if you want to read something spiritual, philosophical, but you know, it's not like too heavy on the head, it's not too spiritual. It is something that you can apply in your daily life. It has all practical knowledge. It also has tips in the end that you can do in everyday life, which will help you to become a better person and also have a fulfilled life, because at the end of the day, all we want is peace and fulfillment, nothing else. The next book is a fiction recommendation, but oh my god, this is one of the first books I ever read. It is The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. Oh my god, okay fine. So if you are again starting to read and you want to read something which is fantasy, which is philosophical, which will give you certain lessons for life in very simple lines, then you for sure must pick this up, because the language is super easy, the story is super interesting, and you get a lot of lessons from this book. So this book is the story of Santiago, who is having a dream which is like, it's a recurring dream, it's coming again and again and again, and he just doesn't know why it's coming again, what is the purpose. Then he goes and meets a gypsy, and the gypsy is a person who tells you your future or tells you the meaning of your dreams, and that gypsy tells Santiago to follow his dream. Now the thing is that everything in this book is according to the story, but you know, messages like these, like you should follow your dreams and a lot more things which is there in this book, it's so helpful, and the story is so interesting because in the end Santiago does find his dream at the most unexpected place, and the entire journey, it is situated in Middle East. It is beautiful, full of sand and Egyptian stuff, and it's amazing. You must read this if you are just starting to read out and you want to read something fiction, still something philosophical and fantasy. The next book is a book that I recently read, and oh my god, you can already see it. It is The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. I have heard a lot of people already talk about this book. There are so many summaries already on YouTube for this book, and I already I watched those summaries and I was like, I don't need to read the book anymore because the book is thick. But then a few days back, because I'm doing a project, I had to read this book. It was compulsory for me. But once I started reading it, I was like, oh my god, those summaries, yes, they do give you an idea of what the book has, and you can apply those tips in your life and you will gain a lot of things. But once you read this book, you are going to go into the depth of the habits that highly effective people have. And now mind you, it is not only for the people who want to gain success in life and reach heights or something. In your general day-to-day life, there are certain habits that you need to have in order to live a very organized and ordered life. Time management skills, communication skills, talking with other people, self-awareness. This book talks about all of those kind of things. These terms such as self-awareness and everything, they're so vague, but this book gives you like step-by-step processes to do each and everything in a way that will not even get you bored, but on the other hand also help you a lot. Now yes, it is thick, the language is a little boring, you may get bored at places where the author is giving some examples and everything, but I'm just saying that you can kind of probably like skim read or something. You can skip those parts where you find it's boring and just try to read all the important parts. However you read it, just read this book once, and there are so many things that will happen in your life and you'll be like, oh my god, it's amazing. The next book is a very chill, nice, holiday-ish kind of book, and it is by an Indian author, which is Adulting by Niharika Gupta. Okay, so I got it as a review copy. That reaction was there because the characters in this book, I have also reviewed this book. I'll leave the link to the review in the description. You must check it out once. So we have Tejas, who is a best-selling author, but now he does not know what to do. Like, he's in a rut. Then we have Ruhi, who is a workaholic. I relate with her so much at so many points. And then she's just trying to prove herself to other people. And then third we have Aisha, who's this queen of blogging and everything, and she's like super hot and she dresses very well, but this whole she becomes fat, and then there's a lot of things that come on her head and she feels bad about herself. She doesn't really know what she wants in life. So basically all these three characters, they don't really know what they want in life. Even though they are doing certain things, they're lost. There are three narratives of all the three characters, how their life is going, and they're all friends, so it's all intermingled and everything. The title does not go with the book properly. I actually thought it'll all be like about living alone and doing your own shit and how you adult and all those kind of things. So it's not like that, but on the other hand, it has like a much deeper meaning. It is a very chill read. The language is great. If you are like 20 right now, 20 to 24 or 18 to 24, trying to figure yourself out, you are in college or something like that, you must read this book, because the characters, again, they're so relatable and it just feels so good because they're gonna stay with you forever. So even though the story may be like a little trash or some, like not exactly trash, but it may be like not something huge, the characters are amazing, so you must read it. The next book is like my love for life, the best love story on this planet. It is Aristotle and Dante, however we call it, discover the secrets of the universe. The author's name is Benjamin Alire Science. Now again, when you see the title, you feel like it is something philosophical and all those kind of things and everything, but it's not that. It's a love story of a gay couple. So Aristotle and Dante, they're both normal guys, like normal 14-15-year-old guys. They don't really socialize a lot, but then they fall in love with each other, and oh my god, it is the most beautifully written book I have ever read. Like it evoked emotions in me that I can't really like put it into words, and this is that kind of a book which I have no idea how I'm gonna review when I do the review on Instagram, like my 1-minute reviews, because I cannot review it in words and in like such small amount of time. If you want to read a love story, if you are into anything like a gayish love story or something, if you want to read something beautiful and you want to read something during the holidays, or something which is refreshing and it is young and everything, then you must read this book. The next book is a mystery thriller. This is one of the few books I read in the beginning, and it's fat, so I was very scared at that time, but I love it. It is Into the Water by Paula Hawkins. Oh my god, this book is superb. And it also, even this book, like it has a lot of narrations. So there is this girl called Nat. She has died and her sister comes back to their city only because Nat has died. They were not on like good terms when Nat died, and now everybody is trying to find the reason how Nat has died. Honestly speaking, yes, like if you put the plot in one line, it sounds so simple, but this book is super complicated. But on the other hand, till the very last line, you will not know what the ending of the book is. You will not know who the killer is. It is beautiful. Beautiful. Like it is like literally diving into the story. Once you start reading this book, you're into it. And it has like dark content, a bit of dark content and everything. It gives you chills and it's amazing. So if you want to read something different, something chilling, something dark, something mysterious, then you must read this book. I could not make this video without recommending this book. It's Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. I don't care if you read any other book on this planet, related to self-help or not. Read this book. Just read this book, and it will take you a lot of time to read it. You won't be able to read it within 1 week or 2 weeks also. Maybe it may take you like 3-4 months because of how much knowledge is there in this book. But please read this book. This book has changed my life. It is continuing to change my life. I always go back at this book whenever I have some doubts, whenever I don't know what to do ahead. So this book has 13 principles that you require in your life to reach success. Also, how you should define your success. Napoleon Hill is one of the greatest human being on this planet. He's dead right now, but this book is a classic and it is a bestseller even now, after I think it was released in 1937, and after all these years it is still a classic, and any non-fiction reader will recommend this book to you. So you must read this book at least once. The next book I want to recommend is The Ultimate Gift by Jim Stovall. In love with this book. Cannot recommend this book enough. The simplest book on this planet. It is fiction plus non-fiction. There is this guy called Jason. So his great-grandfather has died. The great-grandfather has left everything. He was like a millionaire or something, and he has left a lot of stuff for like all his family members except for Jason. And now Jason has to go through this 12-month process of attaining 12 gifts to attain the ultimate gift, which the great-grandfather had left. And oh my god, these 12 gifts are crazy. I have explained a few of them on my IGTV on my Instagram, so you can check it out over there if you want. The link is in the description. If you want to, like, I can read this book 5 times in a day because it takes me almost like 2 hours to read it, and I read it even when I was not a reader. It's that good. And the biggest lessons of life, the things you forget, reading so much of self-help, productivity, all this stuff, you watch so much of content on internet related to wellness and everything, but you forget the simplest gifts you have in life, and this book will remind them to you in the easiest way possible. So if you just want to start reading, you are looking for something that will make you grateful, that will give you like a jump start to reading, a jump start to learning more in life, then you must read this book. The next book again is one of my favorites, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson. Again, I read it long back, but I still reread it all the time. If you are suffering with people's opinion, if you're suffering with overthinking, if you're suffering with problems, if you're suffering with why you're not able to get shit done, if you're suffering with how you're supposed to, give a fuck to good shit, this is the book for you. Honestly speaking, I have read so many non-fiction books, but I've still not come across something like this. So you must read this book. The last book I want to recommend is Fluid by Ashish Jaiswal. Again, extremely important to read because nowadays we tend to put ourselves into boxes all the time. It is not important for you to stay in one box. You're fluid. You can do whatever you want. You can have all the talents in the world. You can use them to your benefit. And this book talks about all those people like Leonardo da Vinci and Steve Jobs and amazing people, which I don't exactly remember right now because I read it long back. But it really gave me a lot of validation to my personality because I'm super spontaneous and random, and I do a lot of shit. Like on Instagram nowadays, I'm posting bookish memes, which is completely out of my comfort zone, completely not me, as in, putting these memes and doing funny shit is not really my thing, but I'm still doing it and it is so much fun. So I'm doing all of these things only because of this book. So you must read this book. It also talks about education system currently, how inefficient or efficient it is. So you must read this book if you want to read anything like that. So guys, these were the books for today. I hope you liked the video. I hope it provided value to you. Let me know which book you have read, or oh yes, I also want to know if there is any book you want me to elaborate upon, because there are so many books with so many principles and everything, and I would be more than happy to share those principles, because I know there are so many people who don't really get time to read. So I would be more than happy to share the gist of the book once. If you want me to share any gist of any book, comment it down below. And if there is any book that you want to recommend to me, just randomly pick it up without even thinking, then comment that down below as well. I will see you guys next week. Please do consider subscribing, do share the video, and that is it. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.